You don't want to talk about last names?
Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's, of course, Thursday, August 26, 2021. Welcome one and all to, well, kind of a bloody day in the markets. Bitcoin seemingly turning around, rejecting from the 50K mark. Is this the sign of the big breakdown? The pound cake, yes. The big breakdown. Is this currently underway? Of course, one of the main questions we're going to attempt to tackle today. How much more downside do we have to come? Is there a full short on the table for some of the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum? Of course, we're going to be getting into all that. And we have our analysts on standby to discuss this very topic. Alex and Jason, two of our lead analysts here. How you boys doing this afternoon? How's the trades going?
Hey, I'm well, thank you. The trades are okay. I took it light this week because things looked like they were topping out, and they did. So, well, things are good.
All right, excellent. And Jason, how about you? How's
living the dream one day at a time.
Yeah.
Doing well. Alex and Jack here kind of got me nerding out on these NFTs, which is
yeah, you literally got red pilled on NFTs, eh?
Yeah, I bought the purple pill. Morpheus.
Morpheus would be proud. All right, well,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Currently, actually, just about 15 minutes ago, the Aave short that we were in, that someone did bring up yesterday, hit TP1, so that's good. Sitting in only two positions right now, like Alex said, I'm just taking it light here because things were getting pretty toppy, and now we're getting evidence that we were topping, and now we're seeing that follow through. So right on with the plan, right?
Right on, yeah, indeed. And yeah, yesterday, yeah, it was pretty much right around this time, 24 hours ago. Yesterday, indeed, Polly B in the live chat, a little uncomfortable, feeling just a tiny bit underwater on that Ave. Sorry, it was an Ave long, right?
Ave short.
It was a short, right? A little uncomfortable in the Ave short. Well, goes to show you, patience is a virtue. You just gotta.
Didn't even have to wait that long, boys.
Yeah, it's
like
true. You did it. Just gotta remain
2 days.
steadfast. Trust these systems, and of course, if you risk manage appropriately, you really should never feel a little too uncomfortable at any given time. But it sure feels good. Kind of getting vindicated on that trade. And Polly B, I hope you're doing good today too, knowing that the the Ave trade has hit take profit 1. I guess stop loss moved up to break even, a no loss situation. It's amazing how quickly things turn around. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it. Very briefly, of course, it's quite the down day today. Bitcoin down a little over 4%. Ethereum holding up just a bit better, down 3.3%. And yeah, I guess one of the main things we're going to talk about today
How
is...
about that SafeMoon? Remember how I was talking about how SafeMoon looked good because everybody felt so bad about it?
Right, was that a trade you posted, or I remember you mentioning
No,
yesterday?
that's a trade I took on my own personal account. I put it up on my Twitter, too. I don't often put up trades on the Twitter, but I just thought SafeMoon was kind of an interesting trade because I found it just because retail was so negative about it,
Indeed.
And then I went and looked, and the TA made sense to me, but I mostly took the trade because retail was just like, oh, this is so terrible. I'm in so much pain. This is awful. I'm dumping my position. Bleh. And then that's like a time when I think it's really interesting to pick up an asset.
When everyone yangs, you yang.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's another one. Yesterday, that we just talked about SafeMoon, indeed, as you just described it. Kind of counter trading the Epic FUD, and well, it seems so capitalized on it. Alex, you got exposure to one of the top gainers today, SafeMoon. We'll get into the bubbles in just a minute and cover that. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the news, guys. We do have about an hour and a half show ready for you, so we're going to get into that in just a moment. Anything else I got to shout out? No, D-Livian's going to open that chest in about an hour. And of course, yesterday was the community mentorship session. It was a good one, as always. Alex, our gracious host, held it down, and we had some good questions come through. It was a good mentorship session with a few people in the community. What do you think, Alex? Imagine if he was here, he'd say yes. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the news. I don't have too much to cover today. Have this item here that yeah, we covered this a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. Covered this just a few weeks ago. Yes, the big Grayscale Bitcoin Trust FUD did the big unlock we were talking about just a few weeks ago. Apparently, a lot of this is now blown over, and the last big unlock at GBTC totals just 58 Bitcoin. I think is currently underway. Let's have a look into this piece here, because I do remember this was the talk just a few weeks ago. Everybody buzzing about how volume severely declining over there at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Of course, one of the primary gateways for institutions to get exposure to Bitcoin, and yes, as their volumes kind of declined, the big unlock was coming, where a lot of institutions were able to maybe unload some of their BTC at a nice premium from where they entered just a few months earlier. All this was, of course, mounting to major sales pressure. But let's go ahead and read this article from Cointelegraph titled "Grayscale Bitcoin Trust FUD is now over as the last GBTC unlock totals just 58 Bitcoin." Bitcoin investment vehicle, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, completed its share unlocking this week, ending a major talking point both inside and outside crypto. Data from monitoring resource BYBT confirms that as of Thursday, no more unlockings are scheduled. Unlocking events at GBTC have continued throughout 2021 and at one point formed the focal point for bearish Bitcoin price predictions. With the equivalent of tens of thousands of Bitcoin released at a time, some feared that selling pressure would explode, sending sentiment tumbling. This never occurred, and as Cointelegraph reported earlier, there was little logic in the fear from the outset, as Grayscale itself does not allow clients to cash in shares for Bitcoin. Wednesday, the final unlocking date involved the equivalent of just 58 Bitcoin, the largest single date July 18th, by contrast, involved 16,240 Bitcoin. Yeah, here's a little visual representation for that. Indeed, this is the bulk of the unlock has already taken place, including that one big one in July. Yes, July, in the midst of the ongoing. Well, I think we were pedaling sideways by mid-July. Let me just quickly see, because I know the meltdown was in May.
Finally took that dip down to the 20s again, and then
Yep.
boom, shot right back.
Yep,
to
here it
58.
is. Yep, that's right. See this the
Or
low
50,
we hit
sorry.
again. Yeah, we climbed up almost 30% from the lows
68%, dude.
yeah, and then right here in June, go figure, right when this unlock happened, we had another big tumble down. We took another 30% move to the downside. That's where we hit like this final low here in the days following, right around 28K. So yes, you can see that might at least been tangentially related to the big 16,000 Bitcoin unlock.
I mean, looking at it from the past now, I mean, it kind of was a Jericho.
Yeah, just not in the direction we may have thought of.
No, it was.
What, to the
Like,
downside?
look, like when I was talking about the Jericho to the upside, like I was more thinking it'd be like a lot of volume in one candle, but we just slowly just pressed up. Like not even slowly, it was quick, right? But
You're talking
just-
about the climb of the last few weeks, or the one in June here
yeah,
when we?
the last few weeks.
Oh yes, yeah, for sure.
While we were dribbling in those lows, that's when I was waiting for that press to the upside.
This has been a pretty remarkable move to the upside, I have to say. It's been nice and parabolic, but one thing I have learned about some of these parabolic moves is once they taper off, they start.
They give them back. Stair step up, elevator down, man.
That is for certain, guys. What could one expect? Maybe a bit of this, right? So we'll see what comes next. With that said, let's go back to this piece here. Read the last little bit. As such, the bearish narrative around Grayscale died out with a whimper rather than a bang. The next series of unlocking is not scheduled until 2022. Here's a quote here. Remember when all the traditional analysts said Grayscale Unlock would unleash billions in selling last week? Yeah, no, said Willy Woo last month when it was clear that the market was not being moved by these events. The culmination comes as data reveals that traditional banking giant Morgan Stanley has joined those with a considerable GBTC investment. In filings with the US SEC earlier this week, Morgan Stanley reported over 928,000 GBTC shares were owned by Insight Fund alone. It joins fellow bank JP Morgan Chase along with famously pro-Bitcoin ARK Investments as recent buyers. GBTC continues to trade at a discounted Bitcoin spot price with its shares 13% cheaper as of Thursday. All right. Well, yes, the big GBTC unlock FUD mostly over with, but with that said, I feel like we do have some nice, dare I say, buying opportunities coming up in the next few weeks. Yeah, maybe September we'll have another test of support somewhere in the 30s, maybe even lower. If anybody was waiting to grab a bag of ETH or something for their NFT adventures, maybe give it a wait, but also maybe give it a few minutes for our analysts to chime in on this in the next segment on TA.
Also kind of thinking about that as well, like with the NFTs on how they all just sell for ETH. Like if we took a big dip in ETH, I wonder if people would start paying a little bit more for those people that have big bags of ETH, right? I'm not sure how it's going to work. Like if like when we hit a bear market in this, do the NFTs also hit a bear market, or do people buy them up more? Like I'm not sure.
That's a good question, but I would probably venture a guess that yeah, a lot of these things move in tandem. It's when money flows out of the market, it's hard to believe anything is left. Is Alex still here? I haven't heard him.
Don't know.
Alex. Okay, well, whatever. No big deal. He's probably taking this opportunity to quietly walk away for a few minutes. He might have things to handle. No big deal. This is, of course, the portion of the show where I do majority of the speaking. All right. Here's a tweet Alex posted to News Pulse Premium. I was going to get his thoughts on it, but there wasn't a whole lot here, and he's not around. Let's have a look here. This piece here from Decrypt, Shadowy Supercoder Pack offers $350 million of perks to the Ethereum NFT developers. Polygon, Alchemy, Gitcoin, and other projects have poured benefits into this free pack from Project Galaxy. Man, talk about spurring further growth and development in the NFT space. And eligible Ethereum developers are now able to claim a free NFT-centric pack of perks, I should say, benefits and discounts from Polygon, Gitcoin Alchemy, and others. The name is inspired by a recent comment from U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren about crypto developers. Oh, shadowy supercoder pack. I see. That's where they came up with this name. Of course, Elizabeth Warren struck a nerve with the crypto community last month when she described blockchain developers as, quote, a shadowy, faceless group of supercoders and miners. Wow. Talk about really putting like a evil, mysterious spin on it, right? It's like Dr. Evil has his own lab of developers cooking these things up, huh? Now, one project has adopted the moniker to try and encourage even more NFT creation with a barrage of perks and incentives for Ethereum developers. The shadowy supercoder NFT pack. Give that a look here. Is the creation of Project Galaxy, a startup that builds infrastructure for creating and distributing NFTs, such as loyalty programs. The firm has teamed up with an array of projects across the space to give away $315 million total worth of benefits, such as subscriptions, tools, transaction cost rebates, to more than 110,000 Ethereum developers who meet certain criteria. Quote, Senator Warren came up with a brilliant name, said Project Galaxy co-founder Harry Zhang. Initially, we just wanted to design and reward this special shadowy supercoder NFT to all those who contributed to this amazing ecosystem. Then we realized we can help developers by recreating something similar to the GitHub education pack. Yeah, so this is, I guess, the equivalent of that GitHub.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the key is you have to have deployed some sort of smart contract to Ethereum before August 1st. If you didn't do that, then you're not a developer and you don't get it. So I checked. I'm not eligible for anything. I've never deployed a contract, so.
Damn.
But apparently there are 105,000 wallet addresses that are eligible.
Oh, super cool. Very, very cool. And indeed, unique opportunity here for, I guess, devs. I'm not sure how many any NFT Ethereum smart contract devs we have in this space, but it's cool. Pretty sweet $350 million airdrop coming to the space. And guys, devs, development, the innovation, the creativity that comes from some of these, many cases, young minds, is absolutely critical to the space. So it's pretty cool that somebody's kind of putting their money where their mouth is, and kind of creating the necessary support, especially right now. NFTs are absolutely booming. This might be very well what
even we're getting into it.
I know, right? Indeed. So this might be very what the artists, the designers, the devs need to kind of keep their activities bolstered. Let's see, is there anything else I really need to mention? Crypto community immediately rallied around this idea. We had overwhelming interest and participation from various partners. We're proud to support the builders that make it possible for the rest of the world to stand on the shoulders of giants. Yeah, what's that thing CZ said? You gotta biddle. Yes, the building has to happen. This is how you build out this ecosystem. All right, Project Galaxy, Supercoder. Yep, here is the Project Galaxy. Is this like, oh, it must be related to Galaxy Digital. This logo looks pretty familiar. Yes, partnered with all these companies. Brilliant. It's nice to see that some money goes around. We do, this is one of the big things. It's one thing when you run a centralized, operation, you run a for-profit company, you hire people and they grind out the projects, but in a decentralized open source world, everything's kind of collaborative. Everything has to be, how to describe.
Hive mind.
Well, just you do have to spur on development. You do have to support people in alternative means, and I guess this is one of them. Nice, we have such a supportive ecosystem. All right, enough of this, guys. I don't have a whole.
Sounds like a bunch of super nerds in the Legion of Doom.
I mean, that was Elizabeth Warren has her way. Yeah, that's certainly what it will be. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the next segment, and that is going to be the bubbles. Yeah, what's going on in the bubble space? Let me just fix my browser over here. Perfect. All right. Bubbles. Man, it's a sea of red out here. Safe Moon, seemingly one of the few safe havens today. It's up nearly 20%, bucks the entire trend, leaves behind, I'm guessing, everybody who panic sold. Might have been bottoms. Safe
Yeah,
Moon.
Safe Moon kind of bucked the trend the entire summer, so it kept trending down over the past couple weeks while everything was trending upwards. And then now that the market's tanking, Safe Moon is being quite the contrarian and
Wow.
bouncing here.
Imagine being a
There's
safe.
always one.
Imagine being a Safe Moon degen, you know, in the last few weeks.
And you
Finally.
totally dump it. You're like, Safe Moon is trash. I'm done forever. Screw you, Safe Moon.
Ever.
That's when the
No,
shark.
like you should see my Twitter. I took a screenshot of some of the messages. Like there's like there's like lots of exclamation points. Very they're just done.
I hate you.
Yeah, I can imagine some people are absolutely rage quitting. You know, especially once you know, the moment you exit, you finally cough up your position, and the market turns around drastically on you. Let's see here if I can find. Let's see here. I want to see if I can find those examples because they can be honestly so hilarious to read. But Alex. All right, I will do some more scrolling, but in the meantime, let's get back to the bubbles before I get a little too distracted. I am all over the place today. I apologize, guys, but yeah, it's certainly a day of, well, almost double-digit losers across the board here today. Some of the big ones include Audio and Telcoin, both down about 11%. XDC are down about 12%. Helium Network down 10%. And indeed, the only safe havens today are, go figure, Safe Moon and Solana. Solana's seen a solid day, up 8% today. Solana at $76. Solana doing pretty solid. Yeah, a red day in the markets as you'd expect. Bitcoin dumps, alts dump just a little bit harder, what we can observe today. All right, go ahead and get into the live chat. Let's see who's kicking it with us today. All right, I'm just gonna hide this, bring this out. See who's in here. All right, we're good here. Daniel first in the live chat. Big shout outs to Daniel. Ron Legato in here as well. David Rice, what's up all? Big shout outs to Dave. Are the Bears milking a wanting to kill? Well, the Bears, I'm not quite sure if you could say they're control now, and we will certainly take a further look. RK, howdy mates. Shout outs to RK. David Rice, it's a lovely day on D Live. Don't get wrecked. Well, that's certainly good advice. Mac W, hey, big shout outs to Mac W. Franklin MC, good morning. What goes up must ? Yes. And look at all the up we've had for the last month or so. You're absolutely right. Rolo Maximus, hey people. Shout outs to Rolo. Gravy Grits and Greens. Joe Mama on Twitch. A D Live app was down for me today. Anyone else? Not sure. I'd have to go give it a look. Is there anybody else's D Live app down? Nope, mine's working. Looking good to me. Let's have a look here. Also, big shout outs to Gravy Grits and Greens, Joe Mama. He did depart our community for a little while to kind of I guess he was busied himself with some other matters, but he's back now. So I just wanted to give a big shout outs to Joe Mama. He's a very cool guy, and it's nice. It's nice that you know.
I'm sure he had quite the payday recently.
What makes you say that?
I think he messaged me. If he's the same person I'm thinking of, he messaged me recently when he came back, and he had quite the win. Okay,
well, that's one way to get back in the jump seat. Shout outs to yeah, Joe Mama, and like I said, it's really heartwarming, you know, when people you know, come and then they go and then they come right back. It goes to show you our community does have a special place in many traders, many of our community's hearts. So big shout outs to Joe Mama. It's good watching D Live with you watching UFC this weekend with you. Rolo Maximus on D Live. Love catching the show. Let's see if we get a trend confirmation. Indeed, we're seeing a breakdown below the baseline right now. We will see if we get further confirmation. Franklin MC, big shout outs to you. Let's see here. Alex 1233, 5 months baby. Not sure what that 5 months refers to. Is this like your subscription streak on D Live? Big shout outs to Alex 1233 nonetheless. Ryan King on YouTube. Hey guys, loving the show. Can we take a look at Theta, please? Yes, Mr. Ryan King. I will add Theta to the request line. Looks like that's the first request of the day. Alex 1233, how time flies. Indeed, how time flies. Hasblitz, good evening all. Any word, not a chart request, but sold, went back up, bid big again overnight, says any word. Yeah. Glad some people made out like bandits on sold. ETH1, shoutouts to you. Somebody, Nito323, you guys should check out Solana, Doge, NFTs, and Soul Punks. Yeah, I hear a lot of things are popping off, including NFTs on the Solana chain. Is this why we're seeing this?
Popping off on every chain too. Bricks was telling me how he sold some NFTs for 10 times what he bought them for on the Kusama chain. It's
Wow.
like, yeah, people are spilling over to buy NFTs and all the other chains too.
Everywhere you go. NFTs are the new super trend, guys. Make sure you do your due diligence. Don't go FOMOing into any NFTs. But indeed, Soulpunk, Solana, Doge, NFTs. Thank you for the heads up on those. And yeah, maybe all this activity, all this excitement over Solana-based NFTs. Maybe this is why Solana is bucking the trend and was one of the top gainers today. It's Ponzi on D-Live. Hey boys, dipping back in today after an absolute crazy couple of months. Started a new job, I moved, and now I'm ready to get back to trading. Well, it's Ponzi. You know, I haven't seen you in the live chat in a little while, but it's good to have you back. It does sound like you had a hectic few months, new job, moving. Alex, is this your doppelganger? You know? New job, new clothes, new apartment. Eh?
Free internet.
It must be Alex's altered dimensional ego. Let's see here. A couple more people will shout out, and we're gonna get right into the show, guys. It's a great time to be back indeed for Ponzi. Same with Joe Mama. Bricks should have held my safe one more day. Ooh, well, Bricks counts themselves among those people who might have coughed up their position.
What the hell are you letting go of that position when you're so close to Alex? Just ask Alex.
You know, he's practically like, you know, in the next room over.
Down the street. Yeah.
Exactly. Hilarious. Who knows? Maybe there's a big joke behind this. Being that maybe Alex did tell him one thing and then Gwen did the other. All right, B-Flow. Good morning, Vietnam, says B-Flow. Okay, Nick K on YouTube. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on SafeMoon as a long-term project. Well, Nick K, that sounds like more of like a fundamentals question. I really don't know what.
Yeah, I have no thoughts whatsoever on SafeMoon as a long-term project. I'm just taking it because it's going to bounce.
Yes.
Yep, just playing price action.
Exactly. We probably can't say much more than that. It's Ponzi. Thanking Jason and David Rice. Profit Bear is with us on YouTube. What's up to all? Let me get that ICP and USD request. Okay, yeah, I will add that. A couple more shoutouts, guys. My bags are light. If you need help holding coins, send them to me, says David Rice. Well, that's one way to help do some lifting around here. Mr. Rice, it's Ponzi. Have you guys heard much about major banks staking crypto? I've heard on 2 separate times from 2 separate people to buy Anchor. No, I presume that some of them, in fact, are holding and even staking and earning those rewards. But no, I haven't heard too much specifically on the topic of banks holding and staking crypto and how it relates to Anchor. But something to potentially take a deeper dive on. All right, David Rice says, some are saying $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. So a dip to the mid-upper 20s in September. Yes, David, that's exactly what a lot of us here are venturing. I don't think that the bullish trend is over, but I do feel that we might have another 50% day of carnage, panic, market hysteria. Might very well coincide with September. We'll see. Don't bet the farm on it, guys. This isn't trading advice, but I'd say if you're looking to buy the dip, buy a little here. Maybe get ready for the real dip coming our way. All right, all speculation, of course, guys. It's Ponzi due to potential interest in staking from Intramax. All right, I do have to get into the next segment. B-Flow, shoutouts to you. Crypto AF 2017 on Twitch. Good afternoon, guys. Love the show. Will you take a look at the following? Yes, I certainly will. Polly B. Yep, all my old dead low caps are lifting off. Okay, Polly B. Well, I hope you didn't throw any of those overboard. It's nice when things finally reverse off the bottoms and months of bleeding. Alex 1233, Mbox still pumping. All right, Mbox indeed was chatted about in the chat yesterday. B-Flow says, Jack gets distracted by bubbles like I do with the following. Yes, B-Flow, you are always the joker, and indeed, some mornings I do get, in fact, distracted. Mr. Ether Robert Warner, Hex is up again. Say it ain't so. Hex is up. Who would have thought? Toes in the sand.
He's still in his hex position, as my understanding.
I thought you let go a lot of that, Mr. Heath. Let us know.
He might have.
I saw on Twitter he made something like 300x on his hex position.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Well, Mr.
He's
Ether,
gonna be.
I won't go into whatever amount what originally is, but it doesn't take a lot to make 300x worth, you know.
a lot of money.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Indeed. My hat's off to Mr. Ether.
He's gunning for our job, man.
He's
been killing.
Yeah, he'll be able to eternally tell us "I told you so" on Hex, and he certainly did. He certainly did.
He even bought me a microphone I never got.
Wow. A super generous Mr. Ether, everybody. Joe Mama, I don't know if I messaged you about it, Jason, but I only took one trade while I was away. 32 to 42.5 on Bitcoin, and now I'm short from 50.1 and being patient. Yeah, Joe Mama, and if you remember, we were
though, bud.
Yeah, if you
I mean, 32 up to 44, like that was kind of what the group was into. So
indeed, I do remember Joe Mama. You mentioned I forget what it was, but there was an indicator. I remember right when we were about topping in May. I remember you saying you're looking at our indicator that's been historically right.
Pi cycle. He's really into the pi cycle.
That's right, the pi cycle indicator. And Joe Mama, that did certainly mark a bit of a top. I don't know if it's the full pi cycle thing coming to pass, because I do think pi cycle kind of suggested that not only is this the top, but it could be the top for a very long time. I still think that we have another bullish impulse ahead of us, but Joe Mama, that certainly was the top, wasn't it? Let's see here. Let's see. Alex All 32. I'm sorry, guys. It's really taking long. It's Jack's 5 months I've been here. You guys taught me a trick or 10 for show. Alex All 30. Yes, it is Jack 5 months is what he meant to say. Yes, he's been here for 5 months. Alex All 33. I feel like it's been here longer, but it's nice to have our super regulars with us. Revolution on D-Live. Found you guys while working from home. Now that I've been forced to return to the office, I rarely get for a live show, and I miss it. Yeah, Revolution, I certainly do miss you. I remember you as definitely one of our regulars. He's living the dream, fair play. Crypto Bull 21, everything brand new. Yes, everything brand new, still in the plastic. Joe Mama, but regardless, it's been good to be back, and I appreciate the shout out. Yeah, I appreciate you. You know, our community does draw some really quality people, Joe Mama among them, and so many others. You know, it's like a nice little family here. It's so good to be on the same page and have, you know, like-minded and very organized, very diligent traders. A lot of people here are not, you know, we don't track the degens so much. We track people who are serious about trading.
Nonsense. That's what I like about it. It's just, I mean, yeah, we goof around and stuff, but like we take what we do very seriously, and I think we attract like-minded people in that regard.
Absolutely, it's an impeccable community. You guys couldn't do without you. Hypervidia on Twitch. That's a new user. What do you guys think about Visa buying a CryptoPunk? Yeah, we covered this news yesterday. We certainly covered yesterday, and the takeaway is that you know, Visa certainly staying ahead of the curve, trying to kind of
that's pretty cheap advertising.
Yep. And still kind of remaining relevant in this new generation of fintech tech. Texas Blues on YouTube. Hey guys, any chance CC will ever make your indicators available to rent a la carte?
Probably not. That's too difficult to manage.
Yeah, it's super difficult.
TradingView doesn't really give us very powerful tools for adding and subtracting people from our list. We had to create a bot to add people to our TradingView indicators every time a new member comes in. But TradingView changes the way the thing works all the time. So the bot like breaks like every 2 to 3 months, and yeah, TradingView is just like not really interested in giving people the power to do that.
Exactly. TradingView is actually not inclined at all to let people do kind of subscriptions based off of their indicators. But yes, Texas Blues, unfortunately, you do have to check out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com and use one of those tiers to get access to our juicy and delicious indicators. Jose Alves, hey guys, big shout outs to Jose on D-Live, B-Flow. I've already mentioned Alex81SG, greetings from Italy. Oh, okay. Came to see my family, but I'm trying to keep up with the dip. Okay, Alex81SG, hope you're having a great time in Italy. Are you in the north? Are you in the south? You let us know, Alex. Yes, buongiorno, indeed. Polly B, the Questing Cake. Let's see here. B-Flow, Italy, where the women flock like the salmon of Capistrano. Well, yes, yes, indeed. Jose Alves, I have recently stumbled across your YouTube channel, Jason. You should get back to doing those comedy skits. Damn,
Those are
Jason.
some old videos, man.
Somebody creeping on Jason.
Midwest Temps.
Jason, yeah, you got to get back to your Vines days.
I really do. I
Yep.
really do. Like, I got time on my hands. I just need to come up with funny ideas.
In the
So if anyone
meantime-
has ideas out there, hit me in Discord.
In the meantime, you can catch him in Subaru and Mazda commercials airing in the
Oh, yeah.
Midwest. All right.
Right before COVID.
Yes, I'm in the Discord group for a while now. You guys really do great content. Congrats. Well, thank you, Hype NVIDIA. We do have a small niche following, and it's nice that people recognize the value we bring to traders everywhere. We're not moon boys here. We're not shills. We do things a certain way, and it's good to be recognized for it. Alex81SG, I'm from Torino in the north. Ah, okay. One of my northern Italian brothers. Well, Alex81SG, have a brio on me. All right. Looking for crypto-related content and was pleasantly surprised. Okay, great stuff, guys. Today's intro dragged on a bit. I'm very sorry, but that's just how it goes. Kind of a little lighter mood today, this Thursday afternoon on the show, but that's it. We really got to get into the TA. Alex, if you could be so kind as to go live, we're gonna go hop into your screen.
Okay.
All right, Alex just went live. I'm connecting to him now. Let's go give this a look. All right, hopping over to that scene. Here we go. All right, currently looking at the BTC USD daily BitMEX chart. We are all synced up. Alex, you have the floor, and I'm going to dive into the live chat, guys. Start extracting requests. I'm going to scroll up, get a few up there, and yeah, do drop your requests in the chat now, guys. In the meantime, do enjoy this look at the markets from our analysts. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we have been kind of expecting a pullback in this spot for quite a while, and now we're getting it. There's really not much to say. We're going to see how this plays out now. It's not really shorting territory yet on Bitcoin. We're not below zero on our oscillator. We don't really have enough momentum or volatility, but you can see it's definitely crested here. We've got these spots marked out on a few of our charts here. Just eyeing the volume up here. If there's a chance we could come up and peg this area one more time, that would really be the ideal opportunity to kind of exit your positions. So I'm still expecting some sort of pullback into the 30K range at least. And then if 35K doesn't hold, then I'm looking for 20s, somewhere in the 20s.
26, baby. Fill that gap.
This is the gap that Jason's talking about here on the CME chart.
Turning into a gap boy over here.
Ethereum, same story, except this one actually is in short territory here. Could have taken a continuation short yesterday, or at least I was considered taking a continuation short. I just ended up not putting up any new trades. Give us stuff some time to play out a little bit, but I think this looks solid. I would want to take Ethereum back into somewhere into the 2000s. 2500 is a good place to look for a bounce, and if not 2500, then I'm looking for maybe 2000, 2150. Huh. Yeah, 2150, local point of control.
A Hype video on Twitch asks, do you think the dominance of the Bitcoin will be beaten by Ethereum? Maybe you could look at BTC Ethereum as part of your main analysis as well. Thanks.
Okay, there's really not much to say. It's going sideways right now. It could go either way as far as I'm concerned. I can see an argument to be made that Ethereum is likely to move up from here against Bitcoin. But like I said, it could really go either way. I wouldn't take a position here. It's literally right in the middle of the trading range. So we could break down here, or we could break up here. And if either one happened, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, while we're on it, we might as well look at Bitcoin dominance. More sideways. There's nothing to report here. Alts. Break of the uptrend. Break of our uptrend, falling below the baseline. Break of uptrend, falling below the baseline, and about to cross below zero on our oscillator. Probably tomorrow. Privacy perp, falling below the baseline, right at resistance, where we had been eyeing. Exchange perp, lots of bearish divergences, crossing below the baseline, broken uptrend. Shit perp, breaking down at resistance, bearish divergences, crossing below baseline. I mean, what can you say? These are also bearish, guys. Mid cap, bearish enough. We never even reached the resistance that we've been eyeing, but we have broken below the baseline and broken below the uptrend. Not a lot looking good here. As a matter of fact, this is... No, this is not a short yet.
Ugly.
I think I want to wait for like one more pull up here. If we can, one more pull up and then turn down, then we'll be good to go on our shorts. Overall, the alt markets look like crap here. So does Bitcoin. I don't want to be long any of them right now.
Nope.
I think this is a good area to be taking profits and like just sit on your hands. At least for most of the alts. I do know that on a lot of the ultra low cap shit coins, they are wandering up right now and they're doing pretty well. But I don't know if they can survive a market tanking. Like they could, you know, they're still volatile. Like some of these alts, some of the shit coins are up like 3x from the bottom. So a quick retest of the point of control is like a 60-70% drop.
Yeah.
Well, if crypto's doing this poorly, the dollar must be doing well, and I bet overall markets are doing crap today too. Let's take a look. Dollar up today. That's right. Oh, I deleted all my old boxes. We got to draw new boxes, guys. So support. Yeah. So I think support, oh, resistance, breakdown, resistance. Are we turning resistance into support right now?
Remains to be seen.
Yeah. I believe what we were discussing is essentially we need to close above 93. The dollar needs to close this month above 93. Yes, that I do remember we discussed this. Dollar must close month above 93.
We got 5 days.
So it's almost there. Look here on the weekly. It really looks like we might be able to break above this area. Or perhaps that we already have. If we break back up into this trading range, I would say all of this is back on the table.
Yeah, that's going to be ugly.
All back on the table. All right, so dollar up, crypto markets down. There's got to be like a rout on traditional markets today. Let's take a look. It's not a rout. It's not good. So we appear to be making a lower high on the Dow Jones. We remain below the daily baseline here, about to start looking like a potential continuation short if we can just cross back down here on our oscillator. If so, that would make this entire distribution pattern that we have drawn out here kind of a more likely to be the case, right? That's what we're eyeing. This entire place is like one big distribution pattern happening over the span of this entire, like, the end of spring, summer, fall, after, a year-long pump up. And at least pull back towards this area. Very interesting volume right here. NASDAQ also not so hot, but it's forming a doji today. If someone was telling me that we would actually bounce more from here, I guess I could believe that. If we close back under, if we close back under 370 here on the QQQ ETF, then I would consider that to be extremely bearish, and I would be looking for this to all be back on the table again. Like, head down to 354, maybe even look for a return to 340s. S&P may be rejecting from resistance. And it's crazy because this was a long for us. It's not something we were taking, but we were looking at this as a potential long. So what else is down today? So traditional markets, crypto are down. Dollar is up. Is dollar just taking the piss out of everything today?
It seems that way.
Silver rejecting from resistance. Palladium continues to shit the bed. This is pretty much exactly what we were expecting, so no big surprise there. Gold holding up well. This is back above the local point of control. I think I still want to take this into the 1900s. Copper continues to look rough. I think this is going to continue pulling back. Brent crude down today at resistance. I think this is a good spot to be adding to crude oil shorts. That's how I look at this. I would have taken some profits down here and been adding again up here. Just get ready to take this into the 50s. Corn, I'm telling you, corn's moving up here. Don't get scared out of it. Now, natural gas is a surprise. This is a really big day today. We're going to have to call this one an error on my part. Because if you remember, I said as long as we were below $4, I wasn't that interested. But I should have been looking to pick this up near critical support confluence. We had horizontal support. We had trend support. This looks good for a continuation here. Just look at this on the weekly. Yeah, natural gas is going to keep going, at least till 450. I shouldn't have doubted myself. I'm sorry, Alex of the past.
Yeah, you don't have to say that too often, so you're good.
Yeah. Soybeans, I got a little bit of movement off the bottom earlier this week, but I think I'm still looking to take this to the downside. Sugar, I believe I still want to take. Oof. I'm still looking for sugar to appreciate here, but Well, this is pretty strong resistance. Maybe we'll get a pullback. If we just get above 20.5, then it's just clear blue skies. Wheat finding some support. Could go either way. World markets finally look like dirt here. This is a lower high on the Aussie 200 while we're under our daily baseline. This looks like utter garbage. I would want to short that. China retesting our critical support. If this doesn't hold, man, I guess we'd be looking for 1350, maybe even. Where would we look for? No. Retest of the lows. I think that's what makes the most sense. That would just be insanity. Well, I kind of almost don't want to commit to a movement like that. For China to give a movement like that, I don't want to know what would happen to the United States economy too. France, back below resistance, doesn't look so hot. Hong Kong finding resistance again at the trend. The UK, yeah, we're back below resistance. India totally fading this long right here. It's kind of interesting. Japan, we like this as long as we're back above support. Interestingly, Netherlands is the strongest out of all the world markets today. It's the only one positive. Singapore back below resistance. I think this is ready for us to short. What's this like on the weekly? Yeah. I say fires and missiles. Oh, arrow goes the other way. That's right. Taiwan, nice recovery back towards the point of control. I'm really only looking to continue to take this to the downside. So I would view this as an opportunity to either add to my short or just, sit on my hands. I mean, we're still in profits on this hypothetical short. Interestingly, bonds are all down today too. Russell continues to be trapped below resistance. This is kind of what we're expecting. 30-year bonds down today. Still what we were expecting. US 300, US 30 remaining on the other side of our trend, finding resistance, rejecting, looks bad. 10-year bonds, yeah. The world markets look super rough today, guys. I don't, did you see any charts that look particularly good?
I don't. I haven't found one yet today.
I mean, natural gas looked good. It's solid. Although maybe a little overextended after today.
Kind of extended, but.
Although we almost have a long in my system. This is probably just like a candle size violation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at chart requests. Or actually, let me grab a soda real quick, and then let's look at chart requests.
Sody.
Yep, just give me a minute. I gotta do something.
I'll just sing to you guys in the meantime.
If you could, thanks.
No, don't you put me on the spot, God damn it. Not sure what to do with my hands. Yeah, overall though, I think that we're going down. Thesis has not changed at all.
You've been saying that for weeks.
Yep. But no one wants to listen. Damn, it's storming pretty hard in Iowa right now. God damn it, Jack, you got me looking at all these NFTs. If anyone else in the audience is into any kind of NFTs right now, put them into the comments. I want to see what everyone else is looking at right now.
Yep, I didn't think this day would come, but we are finally...
Kind of addicting.
We are suddenly NFT heads in here, despite having talked so much shit about them. But of course...
I never did. You can go back. I'm documented saying that I think that NFTs are going to do well. People are going to figure out ways to do them that we never thought of.
Yes, I mean, I definitely saw it as a brilliant use case for this technology, but I don't know, I was just the market was too saturated with pudgy penguins and cute kitties and wet whales and, dirty donkeys. God damn it, damn near so many damn animal and furry NFTs. I had enough of it. I thought this was a joke, but then something brilliant came along, and
finally someone made something that tickled your fancy.
It certainly did. All right, Alex, I guess you're back. I can see you scrolling around.
Yeah, I'm
All
ready.
right, we're going to get right into it, guys. I have the first request lined up and ready to go. Let's put it on screen now. Comes from Profit Bear. Excuse me. What's up, y'all? Let me get that ICP-USD. All right, ICP-USD indeed. I think this is one that we neglected to cover yesterday. Thank you for getting it in early today, Profit Bear.
Well, I have this at resistance, and this would become a short if we had a little bit more momentum. I think the chart's just not ready. This is too new. As you can see, the dead zone is like just so far above where this is needs to be for the WADA. All right. Either way, this looks like a short to me that I would be kind of interested in taking towards maybe $45 or so. There we go. Or maybe a retest of the lows even. Yeah, I'm not really looking at taking this long right now. We look very at resistance. I'd be looking to get out of an ICP position, I think. Do we have a broken uptrend? I think I see.
Certainly looks like it.
Yeah.
Getting breaks of trends all over the place.
There we go. Yeah, I say it's probably good to be out of this position. What's next?
All right, latter half of Profit Bear's request has to do with CRO USD. Let's go give Crow a look.
It looks like that inverse head and shoulders did kind of play out.
But that would be completion right here. This would be take profit time.
This definitely does seem to be like another case of something that we're going to want to be out of, right? So we've got this broken up trend. We're already below our daily baseline. We've got bearish divergences all over our oscillator. Just, boom, boom, boom in a row as we form higher highs. WADA is basically ready for us to short it. I think we could swing up one more time. This is kind of interesting volume right here. I think I'd like to see it pegged. but which we like have not done yet. We just kind of brushed this area. But overall, after we peg that area, I think I'd want to take it back down towards 12 cents or so, get a retest of this consolidation area. What's next?
All right, big shout outs to Profit Bear. There's your look at ICP and CRO. The Livians, we are going to open up that chest in about 12 minutes, get those lemons in. In the meantime, let's introduce the next request. It's for Crypto AF 2017 on Twitch. Good afternoon, guys. Love the show. Will you take a look at MRPH? It's traded on Bittrex and Uniswap, as well as VGX 2.0. All right, let's start with MRPH.
It was like Morpheus or something like that.
Yeah, Morph, indeed.
Seems like a pretty clear-cut case of being stuck below resistance. So you think this entire area right here is resistance and support? See, resistance here, support, 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 broken. A bunch of resistance, and now we're breaking down. At this time, I would be pretty uninterested in remaining in this position. Well, I mean, I guess comparatively speaking, we've broken the more parabolic uptrend here. Technically, this less parabolic uptrend, that's still holding. We could test down here a little bit and then pop out. But if I had like bought here and was holding this area and deciding what to do, I would just dump here and wait to see what happened. I think that's how I would prefer to handle things. Because right now, what if we just retest, like, boom, we just retest the lows? Or maybe we retest just a little bit lower, shake people out, and then like instantly recover back up. It's gonna be hard to hold through that. You're gonna be down here wondering, like, you know, should I hold this? Like, you know, and we're underneath this area. Should I have held it at all? And probably not. It'd probably just take profits. Anyway, yeah, that's what I think about this. What's next?
All right, big shout outs to, of course, Crypto AF on Twitch for that one. Actually, he also wants to look at VGX 2.0. What is VGX 2.0? Okay, it's a token swap.
1.0 here.
You know what it is? It's a token swap, so I guess 1 is going to turn to 2.0 soon.
Oh, buddy, unfortunately, this means we have no data to work with anymore. Thanks to the 2.0-ness of it.
Yes.
It's dumping. It looks like you should not be in it. But like that's all I've got to look at right now. Yeah, it just looks bad. What's next?
All right, that's the most we can say about VGX 2.0. Let's go ahead and get into Polly B's request. Polly B wants to look at Cake.
I would suggest that we're probably at resistance. That's good enough. Yeah, there's no exit signal yet, but I certainly wouldn't be, or at least there was an exit signal back here. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything with this right now. I would be looking very cautiously for an exit signal, or maybe this is still an exit signal. Yeah, it's still pointing down. You should just, yeah, I would be not, I don't want to be in this position. Like, I want to take profits so badly looking at this. It's such a great place. Take profits $26. What a great trend. With the way the rest of the markets look, I'm super not interested in staying in this. What's next?
All right, well, that was a look at Cake for Polly B. Let's see here. David Rice, how is it I never see the trader badges on DLive anymore? Well, you know what? The trader badge is like a something you get with a monthly subscription. I guess most of our subscriptions expired. We haven't really given away any recently. If you do want your trader badge on DLive, you're gonna have to fork over some lemons and subscribe to our channel in order to get that. All right. Go ahead and get into the next request. What do we have here? And we got a generous amount of requests. A lot just poured in over the last 10 or so minutes, guys. So thank you for all the requests. Let's keep going. About 6 minutes away from the chest opening. This next one's for Alex81SG requesting Solana.
It's kind of hard to tell if it's just dumping more volume at resistance or if it's going to continue. Right now, we don't have a continuation signal, so I just wouldn't do anything with it unless we got one. If we did, it would probably pop us over this $82, $83 resistance area, and then that would be a good-looking trade. But until then, I'm just not interested in it. What's next?
All right, there would be your brief look at Solana, Alex81SG. Let's go ahead and get into this next request. This one comes from Taz Blitz on DLive. Gold, if not in the main TA segment, please. Did we look at gold in your main TA?
I did handle it, yeah. Okay,
well, gold, of course, was already looked at in the main segment. If you missed it by any chance, do check out the timestamps after the show for easily reference where we examined gold. Excuse me. Alright, I'm back. Alex81SG on DLive. If you could look at the Euro USD, I don't suppose you've looked at the Euro today?
Sure, no, I mostly don't do Forex anymore. There's just not enough time in the show to also do Forex. I feel like there's not a whole lot we can do with the euro at this time. Like, on the face of it, it sort of feels like we have finally fallen below the support level, and now support is being turned into resistance on lower time frames, right here. But if we turned up here and broke upwards, I also wouldn't be that surprised. There's some interesting volume still above us. Yeah, I just don't see an obvious trade on the table at this time. There's technically a long here on the daily, but it's not one I'm super interested in. What next?
All right, well, there was your look at Euro, the Euro USD for Alex81SG. Let's keep the ball rolling. I do see all your requests, guys. I've logged them all. We're going to get to them very soon. In the meantime, let's get to Frosh the Frog on Twitch. Can you do Alice?
Well, I believe yesterday I said that it was a good area to be taking profits, and today we pulled back. Surprise, surprise.
Weird.
So we had to close yesterday above, what was it, like $21, and we just didn't. We threatened to, and then no, it was $23, I said. And we closed at $22.94. And so, of course, we reject. At this point, I don't know. It's possible that you could try and pick this up around $17, $18, and that we actually just, we lift back up from here and continue onwards. We are above this previous swing high around $18. So having made a new fresh high, there's a chance we're just kind of retesting this area and then continuing upwards. But, I don't know that to be true. It's possible. So the trade could still move up here. I would just be incredibly cautious because we are at long-term resistance. So yeah, I guess I would pick it back up near $17.50, $18. We fell back below $17.50. I would just immediately dump it, no questions asked. And then I just look to find another trade. What's next?
All right, well, there's your look at Alice. A big shout outs to Frosh the Frog over there on Twitch. eLive chest has been stocked. The lemons have been deposited. The giveaway comes your way in about 90 seconds, guys. Get ready. I'm going to introduce the next request, and probably after the chest will be deployed. This next one's from Edgelord on YouTube. Can you look at ADAX? It's on EX Markets. ADAX. How new is ADAX?
Well, I don't look at EX markets really. Let's see if there's anywhere else we can look at it.
According to CoinMarketCap, no, it's only traded on EX Markets.
I see an ADAX on Binance Smart Chain.
Oh, brilliant.
This can't be it.
I don't know if it's it, to be honest. Oh,
I'll try CoinTrader.
Yeah.
No, I'll try CoinTrader, but
this is a token native
guys,
to,
if it's not even on CoinMarketCap, then we're not going to look at it. If it's like just such an ultra shit coin that CoinMarketCap hasn't even listed it yet, then
I think this is some kind of Cardano. I mean, I know it's a native Cardano token. The ADA certainly hints at it. Automatic liquidity protocol. Yeah, so is this the Uniswap of Cardano?
Yeah.
Like
I guess it looks kind of strong here. If this is the actual right chart. We've got an uptrend here. Yeah, everything looks pretty strong. I'll tell you what, if we fall back below 90 cents, I would, back below 85 cents. I would probably look to get out of this position and maybe pick it back up just a little bit lower. But in this spot, we could keep going up. It really depends on how bullish the market is feeling today with everything going on. Yeah, a lot of listings have been doing well recently. But I just look, there's not enough data for me to say anything more, really. What's next?
All right. Well, there was your look at ADAX. Yes, it is fairly new. Not too much more we can add to that one. All right, guys. I did promise we're going to start distributing the rewards. You have been warned. I'm going to go click it in about 30 seconds. Probably by the time you hear the statement, that prompt should be appearing on your screen. In the meantime, I'm going to introduce the next request. It's POAI for Gravy Grits and Greens. A buddy of mine thinks he's got some inside news on stock ticker POAI, but the chart looks like garbage to me as a trader. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Let's take a look.
Hot
Interesting.
tips.
I like that question.
Distributing.
I think your friend is probably onto something.
Yeah, it looks like it's coiling up.
Yeah, no, this chart looks phenomenal, my friend. And the reason this chart looks phenomenal is because of just how down it is. Oh my god. So, where did it list from? Oh my god, hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Super stock. Look at that basing period.
Jesus. So, it was previously at $4,000. Did they like release some extra float or something? Like, what the fuck? Well, I see. Okay, so this chart is down something like it's at $1 down from what, $4,000? I haven't seen very many stocks down 99.999% before. This is very intriguing.
It makes me want to buy it.
Yeah. The amount of volume coming in here at the lows, I think is super interesting. I would be willing to buy this spot. I think your downside is relatively low. I would probably be willing to just hold it. I'll tell you what, I would be willing to buy here and hold on anywhere above 66 cents. If we fell below 66 cents, if we made a new low, then I would be out. And yeah, that's like a 40% drop, but it's gonna be super volatile. Like we're at the lows. You see how much we've fallen here. Yeah, this could be super volatile. But if you ask your friend might be onto something. Look at all this volume coming in. Look at all the accumulation happening right here. Like why? What changed? Why all this volume? When we look back here, there wasn't that much volume. Yeah, and here, even in May and June, there was some, but then it really kicks in January of this year. Yeah. Maybe it's time to go pick up some POAI, guys. I don't know.
Interesting chart. Could be
Yeah, like I said, this could still like retest 80 cents, could still retest 60, 70 cents. I don't want you to think it's gonna be straight up, but I'd be willing to hold. I'd be willing to be buying this area. The volume looks good to me. Who's selling? Like, who would be selling here at $1 that did not already sell at like $4,000 or, you know, or $6 or $5, right? Who's selling this area, right? No, people would be buying this area. It's the only explanation for this volume. Like, think of the market, think of the psychology of market participants. Who is selling $1? Like, all this volume at $1 that they didn't bother selling all the way up here, right? This doesn't make any sense. Who is that person? Who's that crazy person selling at $1? No, they're buying at $1. That's what this volume is. Okay, what's next?
All right, very, very interesting. Big shout outs to, of course, Joe Mama, Gravy Grits and Greens of the Twitch chat for that request. Certainly a real curiosity, this POAI. Thank you for that, guys. Let's go ahead and get into, oh yeah, very briefly, big shout outs to our lemon giveaway winners, David Rice in first place with over 100 lemons, Taz Blitz, and Alex 1233 taking the 2 and 3 spot. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next request. It's from Mike Maker on DLive. He asks, Polkadot buy zone, please. All right, where would one pick up dot on this next dip?
Oh, surprise, surprise. Look where we rejected from. This is almost a short. Let's see. We're just not quite below zero here on our oscillator. I think the place to be looking to pick it up is $18, and if $18 doesn't hold, then probably all the way back down to $10 again.
God damn. Lightning just hit out right outside my house and scared the shit out of me.
What's next?
All right, well, there is your potential Polkadot buy zone. Thank you, Mike Maker, for the Polkadot request. Let's keep the ball rolling. We still have about 10 minutes left in the show. And yeah, we've managed to knock out majority of the requests so far. Just a few left, including this one from ETH1. I'd like to buy some REEF. Buy zone, please, Alex. Okay, REEF Finance.
All
another
right,
buy
you
zone.
reefers. Let's find this.
Bunch of reefer addicts.
Littering and smoking the reefer.
No. This must be this is Pancake Swap. I know there's older charts than this. This is Uniswap chart. There we go. Oh. All right, so support, resistance, Still holding the uptrend here. Hasn't broken the uptrend like we have on a lot of other assets. But I think this is another one where it would make sense to look for a retest of some sort of support level here, right? So there's two places to be looking. I think there's only one place to be looking. I think it makes sense to look for a retest of this area right here. Look how much consolidating we did between 13 and 16 cents right here. As soon as June started, just consolidate here, fake below it, pop right back in, consolidate all of July in it, and then move back up. So we come back down here, boom, we just peg this area hard one more time, fill whoever's filling their bags right in here, and then continue onwards, maybe. For right now, I'm just, certainly there's nothing where we would want to long this area right here. If we put in like another big candle upwards here, then I would consider it. Like we'll probably get the break then, and then this is all back on the table to 5 cents. But we would have to break that first. We would want that curl up here for confirmation. What's next?
All right, brilliant. There was a look at refinance for ETH1, your potential buy zone outlined right there. Thank you, ETH1, for that one. Very briefly, a big shout out to Blackbird987. He just joined us on D-Live, coming in a little late. He says, how did I manage to come in a couple seconds right after the lemon drop? Perfect timing. Yes, you certainly timed that one right. Zombieologist on Twitch joins us as well. He writes hello and a couple emojis. Thank you very much, Zombieologist. Good to see you on the Twitch front. All right, Jason says, gotta love Super Troopers, and a bunch of thank yous already going up before the show's even wrapped. All right, let's go ahead and get into one of the last requests of the day. It is from Nito323 on Twitch. Can you guys look at MATIC and Luna?
All right. So if I recall, yesterday I said MATIC was a sell, and yeah, still a sell. Breaking below our daily baseline. WADA sees expanding volatility, but not quite enough momentum yet. And yeah, I think maybe we can stand to get one more move up into this area, and then we can like try and short this. But for right now, it's not ready for us to short. But we've got to break the uptrend. We're falling below the daily baseline, so there's no reason for us to be long this at this time. It's MATIC, and what was the other one?
Luna.
Yep, it looks like Luna's a sell. I would definitely be looking to get out of this position, especially after the last 2 days where we got this rejection wick and then the doji, followed by a reversal candle. I wouldn't be interested in this anymore. I would want to take profits right here and look for a retest of the previous high, maybe around $20 or so. It's a good 30% pullback. It's respectable.
And Luna's had a nice run. It's certainly
yeah, it's a great one.
Yep.
It's up like 400%. Maybe it's time to take some profit.
Incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
It's certainly paralleled Bitcoin's move and probably, well, clearly extended it. But looks about as toppy as Bitcoin does right now. So there is your look at Luna. Thank you, Nito323. Good luck with that one. Very briefly now, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Revolution on D-Live writes, just threw in a limit order for that POAI. Well, there you have it. We're putting the live trading, back in live trading, aren't we? All right.
What exchange are you using to get that POAI, buddy?
Yeah, let us know, Revolution. How did you get your POAI order into the book?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting chart, man. You don't come across one like that very often.
Very, very cool.
I would love to know how it's down from $4,000 to $5,000. Like, it is. What was it? Just that overvalued when it came out, or did the float change? I'm very interested.
Worthy maybe of a deeper dive after the show. Let's go ahead and get into one of the last.
I don't even know. Like, what would devalue something that much?
Like I said, if the circulating supply increased a whole bunch, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Boris Bitcoin's request is up next. One of the last ones of the day. Happy Thursday. Market looks bad. What are your thoughts on shorting the following alts? Stellar and Synthetics. Let's start with XLM.
I think we may be unable to short Stellar. We're already crossing below the qualifying line here. Otherwise, everything looks good. We're below zero on the oscillator, and WADA's okay with it. WADA says there's enough momentum and volatility. But yeah, the qualifying line here is just it's gonna screw us on a lot of these trades, I think. Not below zero on our oscillator for synthetics, so we also can't take this one short, even though we are above the qualifying line and WADA likes it. Well, no, and WADA says there's not enough momentum either, so doubly so on synthetics. We're just, we're not going to be able to take this trade. But it doesn't look bad. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to let it go, unfortunately.
Let it go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good shorts on the table today. That's why I didn't take a bunch yesterday yesterday either. I think we need to wait for price to make a lower high first, and then those continuation sorts are going to be what we can really just jam into. But right now, price just kind of pushed up and made a new high a few days ago, and now we're kind of breaking below that. So we want to see price, come down maybe to like $10 or so, and then pop back up and make a lower high. When we curl back down, that's going to give us the opportunity to really come in hard here on the continuation shorts once we're below the daily baseline and everything. We don't have to worry as much about, exactly how much momentum there is or isn't. Okay.
All right, brilliant. That was a look at SNX and Stellar for Boris Bitcoin. Very briefly, to kind of cover the question concerning how did Revolution get in on the POAI, he replied, Fidelity, existing account. Okay, Fidelity. He does say that he had to agree to penny stock terms in order to engage in the trade. Ron Legato says he got his on Robinhood. Man, several users...
Yeah, that's not a penny stock. That stock costs $1.
Several users throwing down. Chico Blanco Verano, I see your request, but we are kind of at the end of the show, guys. I'll see what I can do. Let me at least let's see if we can squeeze in another request. This next one comes from Boris Bitcoin as well. Also, can we look at audio? It looks like there's a lot of room to go down to the depths of hell. Audio coin hanging over a precipice.
It looks like we basically came up and retested the highs here. This could be a good short. This is below zero on our oscillator. This is firing off on WADA. This is below the baseline. This is above the qualifying line. Let's see. Audio. Yeah, there's an audio perp on FTX. If you guys still have access to FTX, which you may not, maybe it's time to put on this short. Or maybe we're a little overextended. We need to wait for one more bump up and then let me take it. I'm not sure. Certainly seems like there's a really big low volume node below us that once we broke, we would really quickly go down towards $1.50. Yeah, I agree. I would rather be short Audius than long it, but I'm not sure if like now is the time, or if we need to wait for the market to like bump up just a little bit, fake out everybody, and then jam it on that. Yeah. That being said, there is an initial long signal here. It could make sense. All right. You ready to call it, Jack?
Yeah, I suppose we can. At the very least, I'm going to shout out the remaining requests on the board, guys, but it is 2:30. We are going to get a wrap on for today. Let me just do a little bit of housekeeping back here. Some matters I need to very briefly attend to in the background. Okay, brilliant. Got it done. Here we go. Here are the remaining requests, guys. Sorry we couldn't get to them today. At the very least, I'll throw you a shout out and try to fit you in for tomorrow's request line. We'll be back, of course, for the Friday installment of the show. Okay, good. This is done. Here we go. These are the remaining requests. Sorry we couldn't get to them, as I said. Finally, yeah, Yo-Yo. Just one request. Okay, good. Only one request left. It was from Yo-Yo. Hi, everyone. Can you please see what's going on with Barn Bond? That's Bondly, I guess, Finance, or Bond Finance, whatever it's called. Yo-Yo, sorry we couldn't get to Bond.
Yeah, I can look at Bond. If there's only the one, I can look at Bondly. But
well, then,
it
very
says Bond.
generous. Yes, Bond. I think it's Bond. Yeah, ticker symbol Bond, aka Barn Finance. What a name.
So not Bondly. It's just so it's.
Oh, sorry. It's called Barn Bridge, and the ticker's Bond. Yes. Token
Looks
ended.
kind of strong. I think I'm interested in it above $30.
Play that thing like a harp. Big D.
Yeah, I'm not adverse to Barn Bridge here. It's just, I just don't know anything about it. It's kind of a new chart. I guess it could go up. All right, that's it.
All right. Well, there was your very brief look at Barn Bond, Barn Bridge, Barney. What an awkward name. Somebody needs to. This in crypto industry definitely needs to have some different talent. I think different writers for the marketing and the naming of some of these projects. But I don't know. Maybe something's lost in translation. But nonetheless, there's your look at Bond. Thank you very much for that. All right, guys, here we are going to go wrap the show. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to hide the requests, put up the last couple elements on screen, and to the outro we go. Okay, as always, guys, you know what to do. Check us out on premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. If you like the way we trade, if you do want to become a bit of a successful trader in your own right, you can, of course, do so by checking out some of the premium content we have available. Our education material is some of the best, and of course, learn how to become a systems trader. Learn to build your own systems. Learn the confidence of wielding your own system, your own handcrafted system. It's really a novel way to trade, and it gives you so much more confidence. You can certainly execute and remain vigilant at all times with the skills you learn by checking out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com, including our indicator suite, community mentorship sessions, premium Discord, man, so much more. I appreciate everybody who does come through and support us and does check out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Finally, discord.krakencrypto. I think there's a few new users today floating around in the live chat. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, do check it out. Finally, we do have timestamps ready for you in the description below after the show. They do usually get posted within like half an hour of the show wrapping. So if you missed any part of this last hour of the show, any of our requests, any of the charts we looked at, easily reference them by giving the YouTube description a quick look. You'll see all your favorite tokens and tickers easily clickable there. All right, a whole lot more to add. Bitcoin's still hanging around 46.7. We're gonna move to wrap here. Peace out. Much love to you all. Final words to our analyst.
Trade safely, guys. I mean, don't be afraid to just be flat.
Yep, no trade is still a trading decision. Yeah, things are starting to look pretty toppy here. I think that the play is likely going to be the downside, as I've been saying. So, my thesis still stands. Let her burn.
Indeed. Well said. All right, gentlemen, ladies, we'll see you tomorrow. The Friday installment comes your way in less than 24 hours. In the meantime, peace out. See you in the Discord. Ryan King, you know what? He did ask, did I miss theta? You know what? I might have missed your theta request. I neglected to add it to the request line. My apologies to Ryan King in the YouTube chat. I promise tomorrow we'll get theta 8 o'clock bright and early. In the meantime, guys, see us tomorrow.
send me a message in Discord. I can take a look at theta for you.
That too, Ryan King. Hit up Jason in the Discord. He will give you his take on theta. Apologies for not being able to get that one out of the way, but thank you. Cheers.